Hello and welcome to this week's Feel Good in 5. We're going to focus on understanding the rib cage breath I talk about all the time, and also how to connect to your really deep abdominals. And we'll use a long band, and all of this core work really does not involve the neck. So if that's ever a concern, this is a great video for you. I'm going to take the band. I'm using a medium resistance. You can use light, go for heavy if you feel like it. Center the band towards one end of the mat. And then you're going to lie down on top of it with it right around your mid or upper back, right around the shoulder blades, well underneath your armpits. Bend your knees and connect your feet flat to the floor. We're going to grab onto the band and grab relatively close to your ribs. So there should be some ends dangling, and let your arms open. Before we go anywhere, take a few breaths and start to notice that when you inhale, the ribs fill up with air and get larger. And when you exhale, we let go of some of that breath and the ribs get smaller, or the circumference decreases. So we inhale, ribs expand. And then exhale, ribs naturally contract. Now we're going to add on. So on your next exhale, close the arms, and you should feel the band on the ribs, making that contraction feel more natural. And then inhale, expand. Exhale, engage the ribs, closing the arms. And you might even feel your back imprint into the mat, which will engage the back muscles running alongside your spine. So this is so much just to feel how the core can work here, how the ribs naturally move, and we're using the band to give us feedback, to give us information. So maybe it's easier to feel the contraction on one side versus the other. And if you feel your shoulders lift off of the mat like I did, plug them back down so that we're keeping your back body really rooted into the mat. And I'm feeling like I want a little more feedback, so I'm shortening my grip. So I'm getting, yes, some arm work, but what I'm most curious about is how I can feel the band help narrow the ribs so that I can do this for the rest of the day. Honestly, I can do this in other areas of my life, not just on the mat. So it's a really lasting capacity. Now we're going to start to lift one leg up as the arms close, and then lower down, and alternate with the other leg. And the closer you bring your knee to your chest, the more deep abdominal work you feel. And we could continue like this, where I'm grounding down firmly into one foot as the other knee lifts towards the chest. Or we can start to alternate the legs, where you're just tapping the toes down on the floor. Again, I'm trying to keep the shoulder blades connected to the floor so that my back stays broad, head is stable. Again, we're not gripping in the neck, we're not lifting. You could, if that really feels great to you. If there's no pain there, that's certainly open to you. You can also start to let your legs tap out further and further. So there's really just a moment of tapping, and then we switch. So we're getting back body, we're getting arms, we're getting core, and we're really involving the legs as well. So it's a whole body, completely neck-free core situation. Then we can bring both knees up, both arms up. We're going to slowly lower both toes down, both big toes. Then as you lift your knees, squeeze knees and ankles together, and maybe curl your lower back up. Inhale, open the arms out wide, touch your toes down to the floor. And then exhale, scoop in, closing through the arms. So maybe it's just me, but this is so much work on my abs, but I don't feel like I'm straining anywhere else. I'm not having to sacrifice pain in one area of my body to engage through the core. We're going to try 5 more. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. And you could hold longer at the top. Sometimes at the top, when I think I'm done, I'll add an extra little curl. And that really changes things. So it's exhale to lift. And maybe there's that extra exhale at the top. Inhale, lower. Last two. Exhale, curl. Curl in a little more. And then lower. One last time. Curl. Curl in and hold for 3, 2, 1. Whew. Land your feet. Last thing here, we're going to cross the band in front of your body and turn so your hands are facing away. Palms face away. Big inhale, you're still feeling your ribs press into the band. And then exhale, press your arms down to feel the ribs narrow. Inhale, stretch your arms straight up over your shoulders. Exhale, feel the ribs engage and pull your arms apart. Inhale, ribs expand. And then exhale, ribs contract. Let's do 3 more. I teach this one often sitting, but there's something about having your back connect to the floor where this becomes super clear, that the exhale is all about strength and really letting go. And the inhale is about finding space and length. Hold your arms down for 5, 4, every exhale, narrowing the ribs even more. 2, 1, and then reach the arms up. We'll roll over to your side and take the band off. Hopefully feeling a greater awareness to your center. And you guys are all done. Thank you so much.